was sick a lot, so my grandmother would save all of her Sunday school workbooks and she put them in a special drawer for me so that when I would come up for visits, I would have something to do. And I would go to this special drawer and get out one of my special books, and she would help me read the stories and write all the answers. My early writings were letters to Santa or thank you letters to my aunt who was a teacher. And her favorite thing to do would be to correct my letters and wait for me to come visit, and then she would sit down with me and we would go through all of the corrections needed and I would rewrite the letter for her. My first library experience was a mobile library that would come around to our apartment complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It would come around once a week and we would go on a few kids at a time and pick 1 or 2 books, and the next week it would come back and we would exchange the books. Aside from my teachers, the people who most taught me to read and write or contributed to my ability to read and write were my grandmother, my mom, my Aunt Pat, and my big sister. They were pretty much my community and taught me everything I know. Like most teens, I went through my dark phase, which I used to discover myself and my pains, and I expressed that through creative writing. I won 2 competitions for 2 of my stories, and throughout all of it, my mother encouraged me and cheered me on, even though all of my writings made her cry. My first positive memory of reading was reading an E.B. White trilogy book set that I got as a Christmas present. It had Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little, and The Trumpeter Swan. And for years, I would read those stories over and over and over again. Absolutely loved it. As a reader now, I read when I can or when I see a book that piques my interest. My favorite stories are fantasies and fairy tales. I love twisted fairy tales where you get a story from the villain's point of view. I love stories that completely take me into another world. Those are the best kinds. So there it is. Everything you need to know about me and my literacy history